And we actually just got to see Hero play some PvPs in his group stage in the round of 20 in GSL. Got to play there against Astrea in his first match. This will be a slight spoiler warning for those of you that have not watched that GSL match. I think most people have at this point, though. That was a 2-1, though. Astrea did play a very, very solid series. Hero managed to bring it back after losing game 1, and there were some pretty interesting builds that Hero showed in that series. Very, very interesting timings. I know he went for pretty much it was a 3-base attack. It was pretty much upgradeless, but mass gateways attack against Astrea, who had 2-2 done at the time, and it actually was just enough to make sure that he was going to be able to, or it wasn't enough to make sure he was going to be able to win that game, but really, really interesting build orders from MAXPAX. The rest of the series was a bit chaotic from there, but from Hero, he managed to come out on top. So Hero, showing, hey, he's got some flexibility in that PvP, but he's not, unkillable. This isn't where we're looking at something like his PvZ, where it feels like he is just so darn good at it when it comes to playing on LAN against these top tier names.
Yeah, I actually managed to watch some of that GSL game as well, and boy, oh boy, did Astrea put up a fight. In fact, he was actually looking pretty good at one point to take the second game, the second win. Unfortunately, was not able to pull it through. But you know what? Hopefully, Astrea can do better in the next GSL. But of course, Hero's journey in the GSL continues.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we do have a very, a nice push here by MAXPAX. Did force the Nexus to go down to the third base, I believe, with his probe, or Hero just respecting that block, and so has placed that Nexus down at the third base, so inside out, and that means that MAXPAX, well, he's got a pretty big income advantage right now because he already has that second base finish, already has probes mining from it, and now as we're getting to these Stargate wars, MAXPAX has also just been faster on his Stargate production, so he's gonna have a Phoenix out about 20 seconds faster. And when it comes to Phoenix versus Phoenix, Snoopy, it's all about the numbers. It is a math game. You look at the number of Phoenix, and then Micro kind of takes a backseat because both players should be pretty good at handling that Phoenix Micro. So MAXPAX is going to be in a great position, and Hero just straight up cancels the Phoenix. He says, no, I'm just going to go into Oracles. I don't think I can win this Phoenix Warp. His mind's so delayed.
Yeah, I mean, his best kind of choice, I guess, is try to catch the Phoenix out of position and then go in with the Oracle. Because, yeah, he wasn't going to win the Phoenix versus Phoenix war with MAXPAX being quite ahead on the timing there. But, yeah, Phoenix versus Phoenix builds. We've seen this so much in the past. It gets pretty crazy, but it looks like it won't be the case here. And looks like a little bit of a harassment by these stalkers. Won't get too much done as the power shield battery does help out MAXPAX.
The Oracle in the back is going to be able to find at least 2 probe kills here with the Phoenix coming through. So Hero's just going to focus down as many as he can. Getting 6 probes is not too bad. At the same time, looking to try and deep power that pylon should... no, shield battery overcharge is going to come through, and now the Phoenix will be able to clean up, for the most part, the Stalkers here at the front. Nice micro there by MAXPAX just to make sure that one can't get focused down. You're seeing now just the power of the Phoenix in the early game, even with the Stalkers trying their hardest here to harass just the amount that is denied with this full wall off with the shield batteries. MAXPAX is just being completely safe, and Hero really can't do much about it. The only advantage he's going to be able to get is that he's going to have this blink, a lot quicker than MAXPAX will have any ground transition ready. You see MAXPAX is preparing for that, the robotics facility at Twilight Council. Main reason being, if you stick on Phoenix later into this game, eventually the Stalkers will just win. So you do eventually need to make that transition, but for now, you can harass a lot. These Phoenix, they 2-shot those probes, and so 2 go down. And so, yeah, Hero, we're just really going to be looking to see how far he can push the Stalker advantage. And if he can really pull ahead in perhaps a third base timing, because really MAXPAX is going to be behind in that third base. He's invested a lot of resources into these Phoenix. They're even more expensive than a Stalker, almost. And so, or they're even more expensive than a Stalker. And so, really going to be looking to see what that timing is. But both players just going for a Dark Shrine off the back of this.
Yeah, it's like welcome to like NA server here, NA ladder.
Oh my, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting charge. Also on the way for MAXPAX, so he is gearing up for what's gonna be a very, very strong ground army with the DTs and the charge lots. And right now the defense is just gonna be Immortals and the Phoenix. And I mean, realistically, that should be enough to stop these Stalkers from really pushing up this ramp. You have full energy on almost every single shield battery. You will have that shield battery overcharge available very shortly once your Nexus has built up that 50 energy, which is just 10 seconds away from it. And yeah, honestly, I am not feeling too bad about MAXPAX's position. Hero is finally going to put down that third Nexus just a little bit, or quite a bit faster than his opponent, which is kind of the advantage that I was hoping he would use, because again, MAXPAX went for that full wall. He's invested in the Phoenix, and so Hero knows that he has this contain going, and there's nothing stopping him from just placing down that third Nexus and continuing on the pressures. That's just a kill, and oh my, Hero's just blinking in. He says, I think I have enough, and he has actually so many Stalkers here. Off of just the 4 gateways, he's blinking on top of Immortals. The shield battery overcharge trying to keep him alive, but it is not enough. The Immortals go down. The Phoenix are going to fall, and where are the Warpins for MAXPAX? There's just not enough. There is a DT here, but it's actually stuck behind the Zealots. And Hero just sits outside the base, builds a bunch of Stalkers, and says, okay, I have enough to go in. Never mind, your defenses aren't enough. And yeah, that's just the killer instinct from Hero.
Yeah, he is going to ravage the mineral line of MAXPAX, but at the same time, the DT will go ahead and make its way into Hero's base. Will force kind of the retreat of the probes into the dirt base, but there's just so much still here left for Hero. The Stalker count right now sitting at 11, and oh, actually,
the probe block is really good there. Yeah, I mean, Hero's going to be able to, or Hero's going to have to be forced to retreat as these DTs are just causing absolute havoc. Finally, an Oracle is going to come out. Revelation will reveal the Dark Templars. That one, yeah, should be killed, but 13 probes went down across the map, and MAXPAX with that move is going to equalize the damage in terms of the worker count. The issue still is he lost his entire army to that trade, and a lot of the Stalkers for Hero are still alive. He's still sitting at a very healthy count of 13. Is now going to start working on his charge, and so for MAXPAX, now he's going to have to start playing recovery, because mind you, there's that third Nexus for Hero. He can start to produce 3 probes at a time. It's very easy for him to get back into a strong economic position. And MAXPAX does have high value units. I mean, he does have Immortals. He has a few Archons, but these units without upgrades and a straight up fight, they can just be kited into oblivion. And MAXPAX is the one who needs to do something in this game, because he's down a base.
Yeah, now Hero mixing in those charge lot, the charge lot upgrade. So gonna add in additional gateways, so that should help theoretically deal with the Immortals and the Archons. You know, they can kind of take some of the buffer in terms of the hits while the Stalker attacks away. And so yeah, MAXPAX, like you said, will be playing pretty much catch up from here on out.
It is not a comfortable position. You see Hero knows just how far ahead he is. Warp Prism on the way. He is going to be looking to get out on the map here to get some offensive Warpins, or potentially just some harass. Would also be very, very helpful as MAXPAX is trying to get his third Nexus up, and you're just seeing a Hero taking I don't know how he does it, but he just finds the advantages. He looks at the game state and says, all right, I know what to do. He keeps a lot of Stalkers alive, has the contain going, and as soon as he has critical mass, that blink forward is coming through, that aggression is coming through. And so State Support's going to come down. We do have Observers. These should be kept at home with small groups of units just to make sure that DT run-bys can't happen. You see, actually that Observer being brought up, but yeah, I think another one's going to replace it. Hero should be pretty good about this. Just keeping stuff at home to make sure that he has a defense available. Stasis Ward to even stop run-bys. The DT sees the move out, is just going to try and move on in. Oracle is there, though, with the Observer to just focus it down. And now you're looking at this engagement. 66 army supply to 47. And, I mean, sure, you got the high-value units here for MAXPAX. You got the Immortals, you got the Archons, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's 16 charge lots and 12 Stalkers.
Yeah, that is a lot of Zealots and Stalkers. MAXPAX trying to add in some additional, or actually just got only one shield battery. I just don't see that cutting out, and the Hero jumps on top of it immediately and will take it out. And right now, MAXPAX really can't deal with this, so he is going to go ahead and actually abandon this third base, which means that his economy will go back into the Stone Age. As Hero, I think he can, oh, actually, as I say that.
No, Hero's taking damage across the map. He didn't have defensive weapons. He actually used all of them offensively, and so 16 probes have gone down across the map. I mean, as bad as Hero's position is on 2 bases, he's actually mining more than his opponent right now with all of the forced probe pulls. And so Hero does need to find a little bit more success here. He needs to get the contain going. He needs to really prevent MAXPAX from moving out. But again, mind you, MAXPAX is building up a better army. He's building Immortals, he's building Archons versus Charged Lot Stalkers. This army fights fairly well, even down that 30 or so supply as these DTs are continuing to wreak havoc. And Hero he just needs defensive weapons right now. He just has not been, saving those up. Finally is going to have what he needs with the Observer, the Oracle, and the second Observer at the third. But I mean, this is taking so much damage. He's down to 40 workers now as MAXPAX. I mean, can he even break out of this contain is the real question. It's just so many units. And had MAXPAX found, like, I think 20 more probes, 15 to 20 more probes, I think he would be a little bit more happy here sitting on 2 bases. But with just how easily Hero can reprobe, again, it's just a hard position for MAXPAX. He's doing all of these moves, and they're starting to catch him up, but they're just not enough because Hero's lead is so big at this moment.
Yeah, Hero's army, he does have the advantage in the quantity. However, that +1 though for MAXPAX is about to finish, so maybe he can kind of even up, the kind of deficit because of that +1 can provide him with a stronger army. But still, that's still a lot of Charge Lot and Stalkers. And
this choke point here is actually pretty brutal. The Nexus is going to be focused down. That should be another cancel, but look at the Archons getting so much value against these Zealots. Now, the +1 isn't done yet for MAXPAX, but just look how much splash damage there is. He's really thinning out the army. Is it going to be enough, though? The quantity, as you said there, for Hero is just through the roof as the jungles are going to start coming through. The Archons are being kept alive, and the supplies, they're evening out. The Nexus is canceled, and that was what Hero was looking to do, but I mean, Snoopy, MAXPAX is making this so much closer than I feel like anyone expected it to be.
Yeah, now with +1, maybe he can go across the map and go for a counterattack. I don't think MAXPAX should just go for the third once again. I feel like that, that chance, that opportunity has passed. Hero has been sitting on 3 bases for far too long. The long game, I just don't think will favor a MAXPAX. So looks like MAXPAX is deciding to go across the map, but Hero making it difficult, trying to get kind of a contain here, or a little bit of a fight here to slow the push down.
Yeah, and this bridge is just so hard to cross because you can set up that concave. Stasis Ward is also built, as MAXPAX is actually going to back up here, and I don't know if that's the correct call. Instead, he's just going to ferry Dark Templar straight into the main base. And what is the call here? I mean, look how there's 7 Archons here for MAXPAX, 4 Immortals. Again, this army, it fights so well with the +1. It feels like, though, the longer that MAXPAX waits, the worse and worse this is going to get, as the DT is into the main base once again. We're going to need to see those Observers brought over, but another DT slips into the natural, and we're going to see more probe damage here, just sort of delaying Hero. But again, it begs the question, is it enough? Is it going to be enough? The third base is also exposed here, no detection. MAXPAX is going to place down the third Nexus. He thinks this is his opening, but he's going to need to buy so much time because right now he is down 40 army supply.
Yeah, let's take a look at the army size graph. As you can see, pretty much Hero advantage all the way through, but MAXPAX desperately trying to keep Hero busy with all these DT harass, and has done a decent job. I mean, considering how Hero has been stuck on 3 bases versus the 2 bases of MAXPAX, you would think the worker count would be a lot more wider for for Hero, but it's a lot closer, and MAXPAX is going to go ahead and try to defend this. He's got so much Archons, my goodness.
I know, I mean, this engagement is just so hard, though, as the Immortals are pushed to the front, and now the Archons are going to take the fight. The Shield Battery is here, but you don't have Shield Battery overcharge available, as the Archons are starting to get thinned out. The Immortals, they're trying their best, but their shields have been popped. As the Shield Battery is out of energy, there is no overcharge to replenish it. The DT doing its absolute best to try and fight this. And actually, there's no detection left for these DTs, but the Immortals are going down. The Archons are going down. And Hero does just take the better trade finally, as the army supplies 61 to 29. We're going to see Warpins here to try and get more Archons up for MAXPAX. He does have that Shield Battery overcharge. He can produce workers. But is it going to be enough to catch up? He needs to survive so many waves of Protoss here right now. This is like every Terran's nightmare against Zerg, and it's a PvP. His hero can just constantly reinforce here. 800 minerals in the bank, and constantly rebuild. Shield battery overcharge, though, could just be the savior here with these Archons. It's just going to be popped right away. The shield battery is going to get focused down by the Stalkers. Everything has been healed up, but I don't think it's enough, as Hero is going to crush through. The Immortals have fallen. The Archons are going to dissipate into the air, and with that, the third Nexus will fall once again. And Hero is going to take game number 1, but my, did MAXPAX put up quite the fight.
Yeah, you got to tip your hat off to MAXPAX for surviving so long. He should have theoretically been dead a couple of minutes ago, but he has done his best to survive this long, and I think, yeah, he knows it. He's going to go ahead and tap on that out, and looks like Hero will draw the first blood. Spawning here at the top right, we got our blue Protoss. Hailing from Korea, and is currently our reigning defending GSL champion. It is Hero.
In the bottom left, John from Storm Gaming just showed he showed his gusto in that last game, his ability to keep in it, but it was not quite enough. Let's see if he can bounce back on a waterfall. He's in the red. He's MAXPAX. And I imagine we'll probably end up seeing Stargates once again from both these players. I just feel like that is... I mean, it's definitely the opening that MAXPAX favors. In all the games that I've watched him, he really does just like going for that Stargate opening. And again, it's kind of surprising that he took so much damage with it. Less surprising when you look at the fact that he did go Nexus first, and is going Nexus first again this game. Hero will match it, though, this time, instead of going for his quick Cybernetics core. So we're going to be seeing both players here just get some fairly economical openings. Hero, just a little slight tempo advantage there with the Pro Harass, which will be nice. Hey, if this is going to be both players going Stargate, you'll have a little bit of an advantage on that timer. But otherwise, this is all looking pretty stock standard from both these players.
Yeah, we should see a bit of deviation once the cybernetic core is done, or we might actually see the same thing. Who knows? But usually, we shall see shortly after the cybernetic core is finished. So here we go. Soccer first for Hero. Adept for MAXPAX.
Yep. He did go the Adept in the last game as well. As his opening, just likes to get that harassment option out. Stargate does go down for MAXPAX. Hero not quite having the gas for his tech option just yet. Hits 100, does not place down a Twilight Council of any sort, so I imagine this will be a 150 gas Stargate. Let's wait for that. Oh no, just another gateway actually. Hero not placing down anything just yet, so interesting. I'm not quite sure what this build entails, but it's going to be the full wall off as well from Hero. And that full wall is usually indicative. I mean, what you usually see it in is when a player is going for like the Stargate opening and wants to kind of turtle up. But I think MAXPAX is reading this correct. He says a full wall here with just a gateway. You know, what are you hiding? And the answer is it's a third gate behind this from Hero is actually going up to 3 gates.
Oh, but we actually see a bit of difference here. Instead of going for Phoenixes this time around, going to open up with a Void Ray to help with that Stalker pressure. So it looks like MAXPAX has an idea that this is coming, and that he should have something to better help defend against the Stalker, initial Stalker pressure.
Yep, and there we go. 4th gateway coming down. Pylon and shield battery, man. Hero, he is not going to take it easy in this game. No gas in the natural base, of course. He's just going to be producing Stalkers from these 4 gates. Warp gate is now done. And yeah, I think MAXPAX does have the correct read though, but that's an Oracle that's being built. Void Ray, double, no, just single shield battery for now. Pylon gets placed down. This should be all the indication that MAXPAX needs. Yeah, he's going to immediately place down another shield battery. Hero does bail out of that forward pylon. So Oracle is produced. That will go across the map. And there's not going to be a lot of defenses at home, so this Oracle I mean, could really just be a deciding factor in this game as long as MAXPAX is able to hold on. But look at that, the immediate step forward. The Stalker is going to get focused, and then MAXPAX just backs on up. Got the shield battery overcharge. He's extremely happy with that trade.
In the meantime, Orko will dive into the natural, and like you said, absolutely defenseless. Will force the 2 Stalkers, but look at there, the Orko just jukes into the main base. It's going to be a little bit of a ring around the Rosie. In the meantime, Hero going to go ahead and try to keep up the pressure at the front. MAXPAX going to go ahead and try to defend against this with the 2 shield batteries. Is it going to be enough though?
I mean, that's the real question. Luckily, nothing dying really just yet. 8 probes have gone down, but mind you, Hero is all in on the offense, so probes are being pulled for MAXPAX as the shield batteries are out of energy. Has to wait for the second one to build up. The Void Ray gets low. The Void Ray gets sniped. And that's massive here for Heroes, continuing to push in with the Stalkers. The shield battery energy is needed. Oh, it's so close to shield battery overcharge, but it still is about, I mean, 5 seconds away from it now. As the Adepts are going to go down, Stalkers are going to push forward. Shield battery overcharge now available as another shield battery is built. And I don't know if Hero has the numbers to one-shot anymore, but he's killed 11 probes, which is enough to at least equalize this damage. As, yeah, Hero's just going to back on up. He's going to try and take those final trades here, but his Stalkers are so low. I feel like at this point, maybe it's time to start taking that, or stop taking that trade as Stalkers go in. Overcharge is popped, and I think there's not enough to one-shot these Stalkers, so Hero is going to have to back up for now. As the Oracle dives back in, gets a few more probes. It's up to 15 kills now.
What an incredible Oracle there. And the MAXPAX, it looks like he might be stabilizing a bit. Again, he just used his shield battery overcharge, so he's got to be careful. He's adding in more, but is it going to be enough? I think it might start losing steam for Hero. I think the Oracle has done too much economic damage for Hero to continue this push.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the army supply is evening out. You might snipe this gateway here as Hero, as he's warping in 4 Adepts. He says, listen, you don't have a wall, so I'm just going to send these straight into the main because I need another option. I think there's a great move here by Heroes. He's going to start to be able to get some probe damage. Fights the Adept right there in the main base, and now that the Stalkers are split, he can continue to push this front as, yeah, there we go. Probes are going to go down, but at the same time, this Oracle gets 11 probes in total back across the map. As workers are pulled here into the Adepts, MAXPAX is going to start taking damage, but honestly, it feels like MAXPAX has done more with that one Oracle, as he's killed 27 probes in total. Shield battery overcharge comes back out, and I think MAXPAX has held this.
Yeah, brilliant defense. It was so close, but like you mentioned, that Oracle, it looks like the Oracle finally died, I believe. Oh, yeah, it died. But give a medal to that Oracle. That Oracle did wonders for MAXPAX. And MAXPAX now up 20 workers.
Yeah, it is. It's an intense lead right now for MAXPAX, and I really don't know if Hero's going to be able to do much to keep this on. Yeah, you see, Shades in, says GG. There's not any steam left in there, and so that's going to be MAXPAX tying it up. Very, very well done by him. And, well, I mean, MAXPAX just showing he knows how to play defense. All right. We're on to the big map, Snoopy. So, it is wide open what we could see this game. It could be a super aggressive cheese. It could be a 20-minute game. Who knows?
What you're hoping for?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I like my aggressive PvPs, but also I would love to see both these players in a late game PvP, because I definitely feel like that is the part of Protoss versus Protoss that has the most variety in terms of what unit composition you're going for, where you decide to expand. It ends up being played very similar to something like Zerg versus Zerg, where you're looking at constant run-bys into bases, and eventually establishing like this really, really powerful static army. If you're mainly, I think with PvP, you look to get into those Tempests eventually, but I think it'd be interesting to see how both these players would end up approaching that. Will it go that far? I honestly don't think so. I think at the most we'll get a mid-game PvP that's ended with after like a few pushes and trades.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it looks like both players are going for Stargate tech here. So maybe not going to be ending quite in the foreseeable future. It looks like it's going to probably head into like at least a mid game here, as Stargate versus Stargate play is a bit kind of it's a bit dynamic. We'll see if either of these players start transitioning into maybe disruptor play or just sticking with the air play here.
It's going to be that Oracle first here from Hero, and MAXPAX is actually just going straight up for the Void Ray. Does need that defensive option because you see, oh my, that pylon goes down. That is massive. As this is just Hero, he produced a Zealot, he produced 2 Stalkers, and he walked them across the map because the Adept for MAXPAX, I mean, was of course walked across. I think Hero expected this. This has been the same opening every time. As that Stargate's getting very, very low, and this isn't even committed pressure. This is just off the first gateway. It's fine that shield battery is going to heal it up, but I mean, forcing out a Void Ray, forcing out this much of a response, Hero's going to be so happy with this position as first Oracle's already out, second one is going to be coming across the map. Yeah, that was pretty disastrous, and again, that kind of hinges off the fact that MAXPAX goes for that Nexus first and then sends that Adept across the map. That it relies on MAXPAX doing the same opener again, and well, he did. As once again, this Stargate's going to be focused. Void Ray needs to be brought over, but there's also the Oracle that is threatening. That, yeah, shield battery does get retargeted just in time, but this is not a fun position here for MAXPAX to be in. His Hero is going to transition into his Phoenix. Recall is popped there, I believe, on the Stalkers, just to be able to defend against that Adept pressuring the front pylon. And now we're going to see Hero. He does need to find damage with these Oracles is the thing. As he's going to start one-shotting. Does manage to get 3 probes. Grabs the Revelation. We also have the Oracle for MAXPAX that is at home. 2 Stalkers are healed. Shield battery is going to finish just in time. And so Hero is going to stop any damage. He's actually... Ooh, he's going to get that kill even with the recall. No, it should have finished just in time. But yeah, I mean, pretty, I would say, even openings. The pylon... That Adept actually kills a pylon. And honestly, that should not happen. As Hero does eventually kill it off. But a pretty crazy early game here. MAXPAX, I think, being the one to come out for the better just because despite all that pressure, he did manage to stop the Oracles from really finding the damage that they were looking for.
Yeah, and really, you know, in the end of the day, even though Hero did put on that pressure, didn't really kill... Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a double kill there. Phoenix versus Phoenix, all right. But like, yeah, like I was mentioning, you know, even though Hero did all that pressure, in the end, he didn't really kill too much. The shield batteries were able to heal up the Stargate, and no probes were killed because it was a full wall off. And so yeah, it looks like MAXPAX is gonna enjoy a little bit of a worker lead here. A little bit behind on the army supply, but it looks like Hero actually gonna go ahead and put on some pressure. I don't think MAXPAX saw this.
Yeah, no, this is a decent chunk of Stalkers. There is a Stasis Ward there, and I don't know if Hero is going to send something out to just kind of trigger it. As, oh man, 12 probes have gone down. That is just ridiculous. The Stasis Ward gets so much value. And man, MAXPAX is actually just in such a good position in this game. It is ridiculous. And it's just from defending well. That's all it is. Defending well. This Oracle Arras, there hasn't been a second shield battery in the natural, and this is very dangerous here for Hero, as he does manage to snipe off that Cybernetics core. That means no more Stalkers for MAXPAX. Hero needs to make something work right now. You know, this push needs to find damage, and he knows that there's no more workers in production. It's 3 shield batteries at the front.
Wow.
Yeah, Hero's desperate here. He knows that he needs to find something. Stasis Sword is going to go down to try deny mining in the main, and we'll be able to do so. And it's just going to try and, keep that Void Ray busy as pushing up here. Blink is done for both players. Just finished up for MAXPAX. Army supplies are starting to even out now as it's 17 Stalkers to 13. The Oracle will survive, and mind you, there's no more Stalker Warpins here for MAXPAX, but he does have that Dark Shrine that is on the way, and that's halfway done. And once that finishes, I really don't know if there's going to be much left here for Hero. He will just have the Revelations on his Oracle, as the natural base has been completely cleaned out of probes, and Hero is just... I mean, this is it. He is all in. He is desperate. He needs to win the game here. Shield battery overcharge is going down. All the shield batteries are out for Hero. And it really feels like MAXPAX is going to be able to hold this again.
Yeah, that Dark Shrine, just buying enough time for that Dark Shrine. Once the DTs are out, there's going to be very little that Hero can do. He does have an Oracle for Revelation, but not enough energy for multiple. So if MAXPAX can warp in 2 DTs, then it's this attack here is going to get shut down. That's going to leave MAXPAX so ahead.
Oh, Revelation does immediately come down, though. Great recognition there from Hero on that extra damage coming through the Blink battle. I mean, it's going pretty evenly, but look how damaged all the Stalkers are for Hero. You know, MAXPAX has just done such a good job of retaining health. With these extra shield batteries, the next DT is going to fall. And Hero's continuing to try and micro this out. It's 21 Stalkers to 20. It is such an even fight as the micro is coming through and no Stalkers are dying. Finally, we're going to start to see some go down. Another DT is here. Where's that next Revelation? It's not available, actually. There's not enough energy. Yeah, Hero right now, he's about 5 energy away from it. It's just going to blink away. And that DT is just going to go across the map to try and find some extra damage. Oh, DT in the midst. I don't think Hero has realized that's here. Hero's just blinking forward. He realizes he needs to find the damage now. It's not enough. GG. And once again, MAXPAX holds. And MAXPAX is now going to be on match point. It's our situation, but we're getting into map number 4, actually. It's Data C. It's another big map here for these players. And, well, it's definitely not the player that I think a lot of people would have expected to be on match point as we head on into it.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what? Hero is definitely capable of tying the series and pushing it to a 5th game and potentially winning it. Although it would be a nice upset, I would say, considering that Hero is currently our GSL champion. You know, it would be a nice win for MAXPAX, I think, to take him down and head to the finals. We don't see a lot of tournaments where MAXPAX makes it into the finals, except maybe in ESL Open Cups. But in terms of the bigger tournaments, in terms of tournaments with a bigger prize pool, MAXPAX usually would end up maybe in the round of 16 or 8, around there. So it would be nice if MAXPAX can advance forward.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's definitely. I think it would be surprising for a lot of people, but it would be a great result for him to get into those finals, and then he'll be facing off against either Cyril or Clem. We have the EU showdown on the other side of the bracket. Just so many just high-powered and awesome matchups that we have going on. Is a bit of deviancy here in the builds. Hero is actually the player who's gone for the earlier Nexus this time. I believe, yeah, it is just straight up earlier Nexus. We saw MAXPAX go for the Cybernetics core first. So Hero opts for the Nexus after Gateway, then gets up Cybercore, Gateway into Cybercore as well. And so, of course, again, this is a situation where Hero is going for a more economical opening. We're going to see that MAXPAX is going to get the faster Stargate. And Hero should get full confirmation there. I believe he saw that is the Nexus time. Oh, he actually didn't quite have enough vision range. But I think Hero should be pretty confident in the fact that, hey, there's going to be some pressure coming across the map. He built a shield battery, Stalker Sentry on the way. Other than that, he's just going to be pretty happy with producing a few more probes here and getting a slight lead. Altogether, it's not going to be, I mean, a ton, just because MAXPAX was good about getting his Nexus up in decent time after his opponent.
Yeah, so now with the Stargate about to be done, we should see an Oracle coming out soon. Now it's going to be up to Hero to defend against the Oracle play. So kind of a little bit of a switcheroo here, as in the previous game, Hero is the one putting on the early game pressure. This time around, it's going to be MAXPAX that's going to be putting on the early game pressure, and it's going to be up to Hero to show his defensive capabilities, as MAXPAX has shown in the previous games.
Yeah. Five counts is coming down. Oracle's on the way. This Oracle, the last 2 games, has been the savior of MAXPAX, finding so much success. And I mean, really, I think that comes down to Hero not respecting it enough. I would love to see a shield battery in that natural base, just to to have that extra safety as more gateways are coming down for both players. We're going to see Hero actually go up to 3 in total. MAXPAX will match that. It is actually going to add on a 4th gate, even as, there you go, shield battery is here, and Sentry as well is going to be able to waste most of the energy off that Oracle, so it's not going to find any damage right here off the bat. But yeah, 4 gates for Hero, or 4 gates for MAXPAX, 3 gates for Hero. Blink on the way for both players, and instead Hero is going to be getting that robotics facility. It's going to be, it's a bit of an interesting matchup in terms of how this plays out, but I believe the 3 gate and Robo does just generally do a bit better than the 4 gate, because you're going to be able to get those Immortals out. Your star count is not going to be severely behind just because of that 1 extra gateway, and I believe right now, yeah, Hero is already ahead in that stalker count because he's been non-stop producing them. So it's not really even going to, it's going to take a little bit for MAXPAX to even catch up once these weapons are coming through. But it does feel like, yeah, MAXPAX is going to be the one who wants to put on a bit of pressure here. 2 more gateways coming down for Hero, though. He's going to be going up to 5 himself, adding on the 6th.
Wow.
And that's a bit indicative of something else here. Hero, he wants to put on the pressure, and MAXPAX, this is a defensive 4 gate. He's just going for a 3rd Nexus, and so this could actually get quite risky here for MAXPAX if he doesn't prepare well enough.
Yeah, he has no idea that this is coming, by the way. That wall is still closed off. His Oracle isn't able to really dive in deep here to scout the extra gateways. And the unfortunate part for MAXPAX is that he threw his dirt base in closer to his opponent's base. So Hero's army is going to be able to reach his dirt base a bit quicker compared to if, let's say, MAXPAX expanded to the 12 o'clock position. You know, take a little bit more extra time.
No way. I think MAXPAX may have missed this. This was an amazing move here by Hero. He blinked out of the main, so the wall is still up. MAXPAX has no idea this is coming. This is going to be his first indication as that Adept sees that there's now a ton of Stalkers coming across the map. 15 versus 13. MAXPAX is going to get the first pick, though, as blinkbacks come through. And MAXPAX actually just finding 2 Stalker kills straight up here. As the Warp Prism is being put up, sentries are available as well for Hero. He needs to kill this 3rd base. That is the goal. As the Oracle is going into the natural again, there's no shield battery in the natural. And time after time, this is what constantly kicks Hero in the back, as shield battery overcharge is going to go down. Hero needs to back on up, but he's going to get his Warp Prism sniped. And this is already going disastrously bad for Hero.
Yeah, without that Warp Prism, that means no reinforcements. And Hero's going to have to warp in back at home and just walk the Stalkers across. But in the meantime, MAXPAX...
No, it's just GG.
Yeah.
MAXPAX, the PvP, man.